I'm up in front of the class. I didn't have friends in that class, and so it's already one of those awkward situations. Hey guys, welcome back. My name's Tyson Hamlin, and today I'm gonna be telling you guys about some really cool stories. They happened to me in high school and junior high. They're like some awkward AF stories. My whole life is an awkward moment, but this is just segments of that one awkward moment. You know what I mean? We're gonna start with all the junior high ones, and then we're gonna go into the high school ones, okay? First thing you guys should know is that when I was in junior high, my sense of style was literally so terrible. All my clothes were way too small on me. Didn't have the best relationship with my parents, so I was scared to ask for money to buy new clothes. My pants, they were basically capris. I only had like one pair of them, and like you could see my ankles like every time I walked around. It was terrible. I think that's what capris are, at least. I don't freaking know. Basically my shirts were like crop tops. If I like leaned back or bend over, you could see my belly or like my back or like my butt crack, whatever. I was kind of harassed for that. There were definitely some comments people made about my clothing. The first story, I would eat pizza every single day at school, okay? I went to the pizza one, I got my pizza, and I went and sat down by myself because I had no freaking friends. And so I was done eating my pizza. I didn't even have a phone at the time, so I couldn't like, you know, like look like I was doing something. Essentially what happened here is I finished my pizza, I got up to throw away my tray, and some dumb spilt food on the ground and didn't pick it up. Okay, and it was peaches. I remember it was peaches. I always just think of peaches when I think of this story. Walking, I like not paying attention. I'm probably like distracted by someone or something. And like, I literally slip on the peaches and I fall into literally the splits in the school cafeteria, and all the kids sitting around like were looking at me, like laughing at me. I was like, oh my gosh. And of course I was in the splits, and so my pants came up super high. They were like shorts at this point because my legs were just like spread out. And so, wow, did you guys see that? My legs were spread out. Okay, and yeah, that was terrible. And I remember just like laughing it off. Like I didn't have friends, so I tried to be optimistic, and I was like, ah, it's so funny. And then I would just like walk out of the cafeteria. Okay, my second story. So basically, I had this presentation due, all right? I'm up in front of the class. I didn't have friends in that class, and so it's already one of those awkward situations. And he calls me up to give my presentation, and I'm giving my presentation, and then in the middle of my presentation, he stops me and he goes, Tyson, you just copy and pasted this whole thing last night, didn't you? And I was like, no, I did this like 2 weeks ago. And he was like, let me see that piece of paper. And he just like took it from me, and he was like reading it. He's like, I don't even want to hear the rest, sit down. And I was like, and I was like so trembled because obviously it's like awkward, like the class is laughing, I don't have friends. It was just the worst thing ever. I hated that class. That story right there honestly caused me a lot of confidence issues in the future. Like I still think about that story all the time, and I like get anxiety. Those are like a couple of my junior high stories. Let's move on to the high school stories. My first year of high school, like I genuinely didn't have friends, okay? It was getting a little bit better in high school, like I met a few people. Okay, so here's another teacher from high school that I did not like. He was my driver's ed teacher. I did not like this man, okay? He always had some kind of beef with me for no reason. Like, okay, also another thing, I was literally so kind and so innocent, and I just like was nice to everyone. Basically, I had literally like 3 or 4 classes with this teacher throughout my high school career or whatever. Like there was a time he got mad at me during driver's ed for like driving too fast. There was a time where he got mad at me in PE because I didn't have my bowling shoes on, but he would be like embarrassing about it. He would like make this big scene, and he'd like yelling at me, literally like raising his voice at me in like the middle of class at all these kids, and it was just in front of all these people, and I just wanted to disappear, you know? I was one of those depressed kids. This one particular story really just shook me, and I was like, are you freaking kidding me right now? Ooh, like where? What? How do you come up with this stupid excuse to like try and like insult me or like make me feel stupid? Like we had a class period where they'd give us these little pieces of paper, and it would tell us what class to go to so that we could like work on homework or whatever. He was my teacher that period who hands out the papers. And so I like walk up to him, and I just like took my paper and was like looking at it, like what class to go to. And he literally like got up and he was like, "Why did you grab your paper so aggressively?" And I was like, "Why did I grab my paper so aggressively?" I literally was just like, "I did it." And he was like, "Get out of here." And I was like, oh my gosh, like, teachers literally pissed me off. On to the next story. I was in a zoobotany class, which basically is the study of plants and animals. And so we'd go on plant walks and we'd walk around like neighborhoods and like look at plants. And have you ever seen those trees with like the spiky fruit on it? It's like those spiky balls. Like I picked one off and one of the kids was like, "I dare you to eat it." And I was like, "Okay." So I like bit into it. It tasted really gross. Like this group of kids saw and they were all like laughing at me and I was like, "Oh, like am I cool?" And then basically we get to class after this plant walk and my teacher's all like, "You guys might have seen these spiky fruits." She was like, "And basically if you cut into them, they have a really foul smell and they're toxic and they smell like manure." And I was like, okay, so first of all, that was the smell, was manure. It smells like shit. And second, they're toxic? Like, should I be rushed to the ER right now? All this because I was trying to fit in with the cool kids. Anyway, yeah, that is it. I didn't die. I didn't get rushed to the hospital or anything. That is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe below and turn on my post notifications if you don't want to miss any of my posts. I love you guys so much, and I hope to see you all on the next one.